delighted to have him with us today.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Ohio Department of Education and the State Board of Education, we'd like to thank the Attorney General for the opportunity to come and ultimately have some conversations to follow up on the work that's going on with the department, with the schools throughout the state of Ohio, and what we're encouraging them to do as a result of continued conversation that's necessary because of the unfortunate tragedy that occurred clearly in Connecticut. We all know within the state of Ohio we have also suffered tragedy. We're coming up on the one-year anniversary of Chardon in February, and ultimately it has a lot of emotion that comes with it and raises the elevation of concern that this tragedy can occur anywhere within the United States, including here within Ohio. The focus at the department really goes beyond the law, and that's been the challenge that I've ultimately communicated this week with local school districts. I had a follow-up conversation last Friday with Chardon to talk about the reality of what this meant as a result of what transpired in Connecticut and the aftermath that it brings back to the forefront in Chardon with the emotion that it relives ultimately to communicate within your school community the realities of what happens for tragedies for kids. We at the department have been communicating with schools to ask them to go beyond the law. So we actually do appreciate this opportunity to partner directly with the Attorney General and all the educational stakeholder organizations that are here today, including OPATA, to talk about what we potentially can do next, because this is about continuous improvement. It's not resting on our laurels to believe we've done everything we can to keep kids safe at school. We also ultimately have to view this as a continuous opportunity for improvement to ensure our kids are safe at school. Safety, first and foremost, is paramount. The department's focused on the prevention of, the preparation for, the response to, and the recovery from a tragedy that can occur. So we've asked our local school districts to partner with their organizations within their local school communities, from law enforcement to emergency responders to mental health to ultimately other departments that clearly need to be involved in having this conversation as a community to talk about what we potentially can do to ultimately prepare through prevention, ultimately to ensure that the preparedness is evident. Goes back to the school plan that the Attorney General talked about. It needs to be a comprehensive safety plan that exists within the school community. It should not be done in isolation of a group of teachers or administrators sitting behind closed doors and having a conversation about school safety within their school building. It needs to be done in conjunction with law enforcement, mental health providers, sheriff's offices, and or other parties that need to be present throughout the state of Ohio, including first responders, school nurses, communications, and having a really comprehensive plan that ultimately can be shared and understood and trained for within the school community, so students know what their responsibility is, parents understand how they're going to be communicated with for the system actually to work, and then ultimately the responsibility of what has to happen on a daily basis to ensure that safety does occur. The Attorney General referenced a Safe Schools Summit that the department hosted in conjunction with other resources throughout the state. That process will continue. We will elevate school safety as an ongoing conversation at the department. We will continue to encourage educators and administrators to work with their local resources to talk about school safety. Again, it's a partnership. We have resources posted on the Ohio Department of Education website under Safe and Supportive Learning Environments. I have dedicated staff at the agency working specifically to help local school districts with school safety plans to support the requirements under Ohio Revised Code through House Bill 422 to fulfill the expectations that the Attorney General actually spoke about. This is about partnerships, and the Attorney General has made that clear. The department is actively supporting this initiative throughout the state. We will host regional opportunities for professional growth with local school districts and their supporting personnel, as well as the safety forces within those communities and mental health. And mental health is an important component that often gets overlooked. The mental health resources within the state of Ohio need to be part of this conversation. What can we do for preparation, preparedness, ultimately response, and then the recovery? And that recovery piece also involves mental health. So mental health is a critical partner. We will continue to work with them at the state level and have the same expectation for that to occur at the local level. At the end of the day, We are rolling out this new training beginning in January. It's our test case on January 17th. There's an AM and PM opportunity for local school districts to participate. We will actively recruit from Central Ohio in particular, because it is at the ESC of Central Ohio, for local school districts, law enforcement, and other partners to attend together as a team. And based upon their experience of going through the initial training, we will modify the training in cooperation with the Attorney General and OPATA to then roll it out regionally throughout the state to provide access to all schools and school districts throughout the great state of Ohio. My bottom line comes back to protecting kids, and that's really been the message that I've sent to the superintendents, the teachers, the administrators, and all the communications I've done from the department since Friday. Safety is paramount. Parents and guardians have to believe their children will be safe at school. Productive learning environments cannot occur in our state without having safe learning environments for school. And although we can't prevent everything, as illustrated by Connecticut, it's our responsibility to do all we can on a daily basis to ensure kids come to school and have a safe, productive learning environment. We have to accept responsibility for that. I've said that to educators statewide. I agree with the Attorney General. On the front line, every single day, we have teachers and administrators in classroom buildings with thousands of kids, 1.867 million kids every single day in the state of Ohio, that rely on the fact that the adult under their direct care knows what to do as a first responder to keep the children safe. That is an expectation we must continue to uphold, and it's an expectation that we have an obligation to support learning to continue within our state. So to that end, I welcome the partnership with the Attorney General, and we look forward to helping this move forward for the state of Ohio.